we're going to talk about a topic we haven't touched in a while.
A while.
We're going to talk about deploy and inventory from scratch. Brand new.
So just to be clarified, we blew out our environment of D&I. We're starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Was it
Okay.
intentional or was it accidental?
Shut up.
I was about to say, I was
anyway.
like, when you say we,
That's a lot of we. Let's start about like maybe some architecture decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you're maybe going to move your deploy and inventory instance, or you're brand new and you're starting here, the way that this works is generally a push or a pull config. And what I mean by that is the way that we're getting files to other devices. And so maybe as you're putting this up, you're going to put this machine on a desktop. Maybe you're going to put it on a server. Maybe you're going to have a dedicated instance for it. Before you go click the install button, maybe think about like, how does your your entire environment set up?
Mhm.
Is there a central location? Can I just push from that? Do I need to have clients like pull from a DFS repo or something like that to get files?
Yep.
And then make those decisions first before you double click the installers and go crazy.
The key of what you just said for my environment is think about the space. I did not think about that a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue, Josh.
The other thing to think about maybe here in this is if you got yourself into a situation where you may want to move the type of deployment you have, there's a really awesome knowledge base article that's like how to move deploy and inventory. It's super fast.
Yes.
Like this will take you maybe 30 minutes if you just click along with it. What do we want to do first? Deploy or inventory? I choose deploy.
Okay.
So this is going to be kind of the boring part right here as we like click through and, we agree all of the stuff and we just kind of install it. The only things that you need to have is you need to have your license key somewhere available. And you need to be thinking through some of the credentials. So a couple different sets of credentials here. We've got the background service user that's responsible for fetching things from repository, things like that. We've got the deploy user. That one guy is responsible for getting out and authenticating on target machines. And the third set is the console user. That one you don't actually need passwords for. You just need to define the Active Directory or local user that can use deploy and inventory. Right? So if this is going on a shared machine, you want to make sure that the people that else can log into it are also authorized to use deploy and inventory.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to throw in our license key here and we are done with deploy. So we put in a license key. The next question is like whether you want to install in local mode, which means no clients can connect. Clients are just things that can control deploy and inventory from another location. That's all that they do.
Okay.
My recommendation is just default install in server mode.
Okay.
Because server mode, if you're on the server, effectively functions just like local mode, but then gives you optionality to install clients. Call out here, both deploy and inventory need to be in the exact same mode, or else they cannot integrate and talk to each other.
Okay.
And we
so
want
one's
them.
on server. The other one
Interesting. I
has
don't
to be
think
on
I knew
server
that.
Too. Okay.
Yep. So you keep them on the same mode. There's some like cool, the support, if anyone's watching from support right now, they're going to get really mad at me.
Good.
There's some really cool unsupported configurations, but they do work. Whereas if you put the inventory server on a machine with a deploy client and then the exact opposite on another machine, it all works together beautifully.
Oh, you're in
Interesting.
trouble.
Not supported, but it does work. So like if you are running that and like you run into problems, they're just going to tell you not a supported config, go back. But it's fun to just figure out the fun things like that do work.
Yeah.
Okay. So since we're in server mode, we're going to have to run through like TCP port, listen on all IP addresses. This is if you specifically only want to listen for inbound client connections from a machine. And you can change the port. We'll create the firewall exception for you.
Okay.
I think that's that password. We'll find out.
Let's see if you got it right. Josh and I may and may not have had some arguments yesterday about where we wanted to put this on certain machines. Totally didn't happen, did it?
No.
I'm not at all particular. Did it happen? Did you get it right? Yeah.
You don't want to just slap it onto your domain controller?
No, he wanted to put it on your machines.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of the backup here. I'm not going to lie. It was like, if we can't get this to work, I'm just going to grab one of Brock's machines and we'll just back up his databases and we'll just nuke it and start over.
That happened, Brock.
Okay. So we did it for deploy.
Okay.
Now we have to go do the exact same thing for inventory.
Okay.
Again, mode and version must be the same.
Okay.
So we'll run through the installer here. Yes, we'll agree. Yes, install. And then we're going to get asked the exact same questions all over again.
Okay.
While we're running through this, because nobody wants to just watch, we'll just give random inventory information here. Drew, if you wouldn't mind, sir, thank you. One random thing is all of your like view modals and your preferences are stored in HKey current user.
Okay.
If you want to export that, you can. All of the other settings around mode, license key, all of those things are stored in HKey local machine, admin arsenal, and then in the respective products.
So if somebody accidentally deleted their reports folder from inventory, think that would be under current user?
If it was a hide, probably. If it was a delete, I think you just deleted it.
Sweet.
Did you do
Who is that person?
Brock? Was a
No. I saw this come through on Reddit, and I was like, "Well, yeah, this is a weird one." And so I don't know if they inherited, I think, an inventory environment, and they were trying to get reports to work. And every time they would create a report, they could not save it for whatever reason. So there was definitely some like database funkiness going on. So
Yep.
I directed them to support.
Okay. We're going to swip back over here into deploy while inventory finishes initializing.
Okay.
Some things to call out. Like we talked about those 3 sets of credentials. Yeah, I only entered one in the setup.
Mm-hmm.
That one in the setup is the background service user. That by default will set itself as a deploy user and as a console user. Like the background service user always has to have console access, so it's always in there. But you can add additional, right? Just like from options and credentials, you can add more deploy users. The exact same thing exists in PDQ Inventory. The same paradigm kind of flows throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
Right. There's a question on if you can switch from one mode to another mode. The answer to that question is yes. So if you go options, central server, you can click this change settings. And you can swap there. You can swap to local mode, and you can switch to client mode.
Mm-hmm.
Again, all of these are also controlled via the registry and HKey local machine admin arsenal, where you can go, and so you can actually kind of script out some installs and script out some different things. So if you've got a bunch of help desk tags you want to get the client console to,
Mm-hmm.
what you can do is you can go manually install like the inventory and deploy client.
Mm-hmm.
Grab all of that data from HKey local machine, and then as you install it, don't launch it. You build a package to install it, and then before you launch it, go ahead and put those registry keys in place, and it'll automatically fire in that mode with the license key in the proper mode, all of that stuff.
Sweet.
Marcel's
Hadn't seen that
calling
tip
out,
before.
good time to mention lapse.
Yes.
That additional security.
Yes. So lapse is specifically requires to be set up in PDQ Inventory.
Mm-hmm.
The reason lapse needs to be set up here in PDQ Inventory from this spot here under options, credentials, lapse, we won't go through and do it, but this is where it is, is because you have to return that password for the computer. Deploy, remember, isn't aware of the computers until it's actually there at runtime. So how do you authenticate with a password you can't get until you're there? It's like that chicken egg situation.
Yep.
Whereas inventory knows the machine that it's talking to, and they can grab that. So if you want to like leverage that, what you do in deploy, which a lot of people forget about here, is if they create a package, we're just going to create something silly like this package. When you deploy this package, I'm going to press Control D to bring this up. The credentials is use the inventory scan credentials first when available. So that's how you leverage the stuff in lapse and inventory in deploy. Okay, so we are at this point brand new. Nothing done here at all.
Okay.
So we went from 0 to something in what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, if that.
Thanks for watching this segment from PDQ Live. If you like this, you'll love the full show. Check it out every Thursday at 10 a.m. Mountain. Oh, and like and subscribe, please.